All right, everyone. Good evening once again. Monday, July 24th, 2023. It's the MMAOB Daily Podcast. Myself, Adam Martin, joined by my co-host here, Mr. Big Marcel, and we will be previewing UFC 291, Poirier versus Gaethje 2, and a great card, amazing main event. Marcel, actually, one of my I wouldn't say he's my friend, but a guy on my softball team is actually going to the event. So he's flying down to Salt Lake to watch this card. I think he just loves the fight, the main event. I mean, who doesn't, right? So that's going to be really cool. I wish I was there in person. I'd imagine it's going to be a war. All right, Marcel, I think we should just get into it. Why waste any time? I always ask you this, though, my friend. I always ask you, Marcel, what's your overall thoughts on this card? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty fun card, man. I'm looking forward to it. There are some bangers on this card, I think. On the prelims, there are some fun fights. I think many people are complaining that Derrick Lewis isn't the featured prelim, but I love the Giles against Bonfim fight as well, so I don't have any problem with it. And I think there are a lot of fun fights on this card, man. Even the prelims have some fun fights. Main card speaks for itself, man. They're pretty good fights. Mm-hmm. The only thing, listen, man, I'm not the real big fan of the BMF title. I don't think it should have been added, to be really honest. But, I mean, I think both Gaethje and Poirier said that they don't really care about it. It's pretty much a number one contender fight for both of them, And looking forward to it.
I think they get extra pay, though, because it's a title fight now, right? I think
does it count as a title fight? I actually don't know, dude.
I don't know either, but I saw someone saying you get more money. I think it was Gaethje saying that. So I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. A couple comments, guys. We'll get into it. Got Glenn. UFC 291 will be one of the rare cards we get to see the salaries. Oh, yeah, that's true. What do you think you're going to get before pay-per-view points? I'd imagine they're both getting like 200, 250 before the points, something like that. What do you think? Something like that? Flat pay, by the way. I don't think they're going to get a win bonus. Flat pay.
Yeah, probably something like that, I would say as well.
Plus the pay-per-view points. They make it $1 million. Which is honestly, man, they probably getting underpaid if they get $1 million, because this fight is going to be brutal and it's going to take a lot of years off these guys' lives. If I'd imagine. Joe, what a card this is! Oh, it's great. Octron updates. What's up, man? How's it going? First time being live. Glad to have you here, my friend. We're really happy to have you here. All right, Marcel. I say we will just get into it, guys. We have 12 fights. We're going to start off here. First fight of the card: Miranda Maverick taking on Priscila Cachoeira in the UFC Women's Flyweight division, and this fight was short notice for Maverick. Cachoeira was supposed to fight. Who was it again?
Wood,
Joanne Wood, which was kind of weird that they would put her in this card when the London card was last week, right? Isn't that kind of strange?
Yeah, but JoJo now lives in Las Vegas with John Wood.
That's true, actually. Yes. Her husband's the coach there, John Wood at Syndicate, right? Anyways, odds for this one, man, pretty high. Despite the short notice, you have Miranda Maverick coming here as a big favorite, minus 345. She is, I think, the second biggest favorite in the card right now, so she's a massive favorite. And Cachoeira plus 265. Marcel, I'll start you off, man. Who's your first pick on the card?
Yeah, man, I don't think there's a justified favorite, to be really honest, dude. If you see how Miranda Maverick fought the last couple of fights, dude, that Shana Young fight, she was dominant in that one, but it was a horrible fight, And if you look at Jasmine Jasudavicius, she did well in one round, but Jasmine pretty much did well on the ground against her, Priscila doesn't have the same kind of danger that Jasmine has on the ground, but Priscila got the knockout power, and she's a lot bigger, I think, than Maverick is,
She is.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the upset right off the bat, I'm taking Priscila Cachoeira, and I think she might put Maverick away, man.
She actually is a lot bigger. She's 4 inches taller, and she's someone that struck. I think she missed weight in her last fight, right? Didn't she come in 130 or something? The fight was canceled, right? Her last fight.
Against Carini Silva.
Yeah, the fight got canceled, so she's a bigger girl for the division. There's no doubt. I think Cachoeira has really improved. I mean, she's 1-4 over the last 5, 3 by knockout. She's improved a lot, but I still think there is an issue with the takedown defense with the ground game, 65%. That being said, Marcel, I can't bet on Maverick after that last fight. She looked horrible in that fight. I know James had interviewed her. She talked about she had some bad eyesight or something. Her eyes are messed up. I mean, that's not someone I want to bet on either, right? So I don't know. I mean, hopefully she got them fixed, but the fight's a month later. So I can't imagine her eyesight would be fixed too much if that's the case.
Did she have the same issue with her eyes? Remember when she came in the UFC, her fight got canceled last minute. There was also something with her eyes.
Maybe it's the same thing. I didn't hear the interview yet, but I saw James talk about it in Discord.
Okay.
This line is crazy. I wouldn't bet on Miranda Maverick here. In fact, I had the second pick in the pool. And I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I can't do it. I had McCann right last week in the other pool and the free one, and I was like, don't want to do another women's MMA fight because let's be honest, guys, there is a lot of variance in women's MMA, especially, right? And upsets happen quite often. I think that Cachoeira could knock her out. I really do, man, in the first round, right? But overall, I still think Maverick's grappling. Like the one thing about this fight is she doesn't have to worry about being taken down by Cachoeira. In her losses, she was taken down, right, for the most part by Jasmine and Blanchfield. I don't consider the Barber fight loss, but the other two losses were when she got taken down. I don't think Cachoeira's got that here, but she could knock her out. I wouldn't bet on this fight. It's dog or pass for sure. I'll pick Maverick by decision, maybe late stoppage because it is elevation and maybe Cachoeira gets tired. I'd imagine Maverick's the more conditioned fighter, but man, she just looked so bad in that fight with Jasmine. It's just like, I'm off the bandwagon right now. I know she's only 26, guys, but she's been in a lot. She has 18 fights and she's 26. Like, that's a lot of fights for her age, So I don't know, man. I'm kind of off the wagon here. Any thoughts? Like,
yeah, I had it ready, dude, but then you go with Maverick and now it's not fun.
I know. I'm so sorry. Here, hit it for ready. JP. Hit it for JP. Do it.
JP?
Yeah, right here in the comments. JP.
Yeah.
Do it. There you go. First dog pick of the night for Marcel. He's taking Priscila Cachoeira kick off the card. I think she's a live dog. I'm with you. Antoine, what's up, man? Yeah, no worries. You can go back and watch the replay. And I'm actually going to be on Antoine and Paul's podcast tomorrow. They asked me to do it, so I'm going to be doing their show too. But you're getting the picks here first.
Have you done the parting shot one with James?
Did last week.
Oh, I have to watch it.
Absolutely. It was a fun podcast. You'll enjoy it. Go back and watch. We were missing you live. That's okay. Once a month. I love it, though. Maverick ground pound. I think it's possible, like a late stoppage, because, again, it's at elevation, right? So even though Maverick is taking the fight at short notice, I still think she's the better conditioned fighter, I would imagine. But we'll see. She looked terrible in the last fight. That's why I can't bet her, John. Can't do it. Maverick said the eyesight. Yeah, dude. I mean, maybe and maybe again, she's gonna have a tough weight cut. She's a big girl, right? She's a lot of muscle, right? Maverick fanboy, Virginia representing. Yeah, she's definitely a strong girl. Never been on women's MMA unless it's for Molly Louise. Well, I wish I listened to your advice last week, my friend. Maverick's been a favorite in every fight she's had, including versus Blanchfield. Yeah, and I bet on Blanchfield in that fight. Maverick's a good fighter, but she's overvalued here. There's no doubt about it. I just don't recommend betting on her. I do think she'll probably end up winning, but I wouldn't bet on it. I think Marcel taking a dog shot here, I don't blame him. I don't blame you at all. Yeah, absolutely. The short notice, the altitude, everything. Seriously, guys, when you break down this card, look at the fighters that gas out. Unless they win in the first round, they're probably going to end up losing the fight. So there's a few guys coming up later we'll talk about that have really bad cardio. Those fighters will probably lose. All right, let's go to the next fight here, Marcel. We got a fun one here at welterweight as Uros Medic takes a short notice fight at 170, moving up from lightweight to take on Matt Semelsberger, Semi the Jedi. And the odds for this one have Matt Semelsberger as a minus 190 favorite, Uros Medic plus 160. I'll start this one off, Marcel. I like Semelsberger in this fight. I think he wins the fight. He's got so much power. I think Medic at 170 is not the best move for him. I guess he could be a little bit more durable, but he's coming in on short notice. And his chin, it's not the best, right? We've seen him get, or not his chin, but just I don't know. I think he's actually got a lot of power and everything, but like we've seen him lose before. Obviously, that's what I was trying to say. Got submitted by Turner, but still, like Semi Jedi's got a pretty well-rounded game. I would say he can take you down. I think he's a good striker. He's got power. When you look at Semi Jedi's career, look how many knockdowns he has in the UFC. He has 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 knockdowns in 8 fights. So he's averaging more than a knockdown per fight. That's got to be one of the highest rates in the UFC, including 2 in his last fight. Now, he did gas out a little bit in the last fight against Wells, going for the finish. That's a concern here for sure, but I would be more concerned if he was fighting like a grappler, like a Wells. He's fighting a striker at Medic. Medic is pretty one-dimensional, in my opinion, Marcel. He's just to me, he's just a striker. Like, I don't see a ground game from him at all, whereas Matt, I think, can mix it up a little bit. But honestly, I don't think he goes to 3 rounds. I think Matt's going to put him out there. TKO, I would say, for Matt Semelsberger, first or second round. That's my pick here. What do you think?
I feel the same way, man. I think this fight is a fun one. I think Medic can give him some trouble in the first round. But I got to pick Semelsberger, man, definitely, because the grappling, it's not really the grappling. Medic's also pretty much a striker, Mm-hmm. And I have more confidence in Semelsberger here. Plus, it's short notice for Medic, right? Semelsberger was supposed to fight. Where the fuck he was supposed to fight again? Help me out. Johan Linus, the Canadian.
Yeah, Johan Linus. I think he would have won that fight too.
Yeah,
personally.
Same. Yeah. Semelsberger, also for me, finish. First round or second round TKO.
I think he finishes them too. I don't think it goes to 3 rounds, especially elevation. I think Uros Medic will get tired in this fight. It's definitely a banger. You got another happy birthday from your boy here.
Dankjewel, Beertje.
There you go. What the hell did you just say?
Thank you. Dank je wel.
Okay.
Dank je wel is Dutch.
All right, let's go to the next fight here, guys. We got CJ Vergara taking on Vinicius Salvador in the flyweight division. CJ Vergara is favored to win this fight, minus 165. Vinicius Salvador plus 135. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a difficult one here as well, in my opinion. You know, I know Vinicius didn't look great in this last fight. Looked really bad on the scale, almost like skeleton. But I really like his fighting style, man. He comes from the Ribas family, right? He's trained by Marcelo Ribas, which is Amanda's dad. Fun fighter, man. He looked good against Shannon Ross, but I gotta say, man, Shannon Ross is not really like.
No, he's not UFC caliber.
Nah, I don't want to say it, but nah, he's not. Vinicius Salvador in his last fight against Miranda, we had some struggle in that fight. Looked good in one round, the other two he lost. CJ Vergara, dude, he got pretty much destroyed in the first round against Daniel Lacerda, you know? And then he ran better than Chelsea Chandler did, but Chelsea Chandler got flack for it because she run right to the camera, and Vergara was like running circles. I honestly think that the ref should have deducted a point by being, how do you say that? By being inactive at that moment, or passive.
When he was running?
Yeah.
Timidity.
So, yeah, timidity, exactly.
It's in the rule book. It is. Like, it's a rule. You're not supposed to do that. But yeah.
Then he finished Lacerda in the second round. I think Vergara is a pretty decent fighter. You know, I don't see him getting to the top 10 or whatever, but I think he's like, how do you guys say that? Borderline top 15 guy. I say Vergara probably gets the win here. And if he gets the win, he probably finishes as well. I say TKO second round for CJ Vergara. Yeah,
I have the same pick, same prediction. I like him here. You know, I think that he's a good fighter, man. You know, even that loss he had, or not. Yeah, I mean, the fight with O'Day was competitive, right? The fight with Tatsura, obviously. I mean, everyone's going to lose to him, but overall, been really competitive in the UFC. I know. Listen, he got beat up bad in that first round last fight, but the fact he came back and won shows how much of a dog he is, how much heart he has, and he's got good cardio, right? And that's going to help him in the elevation, the cardio. I think Vinicius is kind of the opposite person. I think he's going to get tired as the fight goes on. Vinicius is a pretty good fight. It's a good fight. I think it's a good fight too. This is a banger too. They're both going to stand and trade for the most part, I believe. Ultimately, though, I do see Vergara getting the win. I think he knocks him out. You said knockout too?
Yeah, TKO second round. Probably.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. So we both like him by knockout here, guys. I agree with Marcel. I have the same pick as him. I think it's going to be a really fun fight for as long as it lasts, but I do think Vergara ultimately gets his hand raised. All right, let's go to the next fight here. This one's interesting. You got Jake Matthews taking on Darrius Flowers. He's making his debut on short notice here in the UFC. And the odds for this fight, Matthews is one of the bigger favorites on the card, minus 335, plus 245 on Flowers. What are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, man, Flowers taking the fight on short notice, right? I broke that fight. And it was like I was listening to the Anik Florian podcast. I think Bilal was on it, and Bilal was like, "Yeah, my boy is going to fight on the Salt Lake City card, but it's not announced yet." I was like, "Who is his boy? Who is his boy?" So I figured Jake needed he had a to be announced opponent. So I went after it, and I got the Darrius Flowers that he was the one stepping up. Yeah, man, what can you say about this fight? Listen, to be really honest, Jake should win this fight. You know, that's pretty much how it is. I think Darrius Flowers is really talented. I like him a lot. He comes off that suspension. You know, he still has to make his UFC debut. The thing is, like, the way he won in Contender Series was with that slam, and he got Amiran Gogoladze got injured from that one. Darrius is a pretty good fighter, but I have more faith in Jake. Although, you know, Jake lost that fight against Matt Semelsberger last time out, got knocked down in every fucking round, which I absolutely didn't expect it to happen. I still think Jake wins the fight. I'm going with Jake Matthews here. I think he wins the decision against Darrius Flowers. And it's a fight he should win. Listen, nothing against Darrius Flowers, but if he doesn't win this fight, Jake doesn't win this fight, I think we won't see him anywhere close to a top 15 fight anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, you know, this card is a card where I think most of the favorites win, but I think there's a spot for a dog upset here, guys. You know, he's going to have to do it early. He's going to probably have to do it in the first round, but
yeah,
I think Darrius Flowers can knock him out. I watched the tape on him today. He's a powerful dude, man. Really good hands, huge power, good wrestler, a lot of experience too. You know, he has.
I'm going to do it.
Hit it. Do it. Picking the dog here, a big dog here, guys. And the line is going down a little bit from what I'm seeing out there. So some people are taking a dog shot here. It's not like, again, not a super confident dog shot, but I think he can win the fight. I'm going to take a shot on him because, again, it's a card where, quite frankly, like I think a lot of the favorites win, and this is a fight where I do think the dog has a chance. But again, it's going to have to be early. I think as the fight goes the full distance, he's going to like lose because the short notice and everything in the elevation. But man, I got to be honest, Marcel, like he impressed me a bit more than I thought. Like his record's not great, guys, but a lot of the losses came earlier in his career. Like he's a guy that's really improved. He looked great in LFA, man. The power, right? He's won 4 straight fights, 3 by knockout. I mean, the last one was the power or the what was it, pile driver, right? Or the tombstone or whatever it's called. I think the problem from what I've seen is his ground game's not amazing. He's been submitted a bunch of times, and I understand that Matthews has got a few subs on his record. There's no doubt, but I don't know, man. I think this guy's really improved his wrestling. He does train with Bilal Muhammad too. He was supposed to fight a few months ago, if I'm not mistaken, against Eric Gonzalez. Eric Gonzalez. So he's been preparing for this debut for a while. The short notice is not helpful, obviously, but that's why you're getting such good odds on him too. Because I think it was full camp, it'd be a little bit closer to like 2-1 or something instead of 3-1. Jake Matthews is a pretty good fighter, but I got to be honest, man, I can't pick him after that last fight with the 3 knockdowns against Semelsberger. I don't even know how he survived that fight. And again, I talked about Jedi's power, but man, Flowers has got power too. This is not going to be a popular pick, guys, and I know some people are going to criticize the pick. He might just get destroyed, and I'm going to look like a dumbass, but I'm willing to take the chance here, Marcel, at almost plus 300 odds. I mean, I think it's kind of nuts. So I'll take him by knockout, man. I'm going to take a shot on the guy. Let's try it. Yeah.
If somebody knows from what clip I've taken this, I pay Paul you $20 if you know it.
Is it that Who Let the Dogs Out video or no?
No, it's not. And I'm not going to say it because nobody can win that. But I say it to you after the podcast. But if somebody can guess it, you get $20 PayPal from me.
Fair enough. All right. Well, someone take Marcel's lunch money for tomorrow so he doesn't eat. All right. Let's go to the next fight here, Marcel. We got Roman Kopylov taking on Claudio Ribeiro. Odds for this fight, minus 220 on Kopylov, plus 180 on Ribeiro. Let me start on this one. Of all the fights in the card, except for the heavyweight fight, which we'll talk about next, I think that this fight has the one guy that I'm worried about for the cardio, the most elevation. I think Ribeiro will gas hard after the first round. Like he's a super explosive, fast twitch guy, and we've seen that, right? We saw that knockout against Joseph Holmes, but I think he's going to gas out bad. Whereas Kopylov, bro, he's one of those guys that gets stronger as the fight goes on. Like you saw, his striking is ridiculously good too. It's super powerful, super technical. He's like I understand his record's 2-2, but like you look a little closer, like he's done pretty well in his fights, I think. And again, third round is kind of where third round, he comes on strong. He's going to have to kind of like weather the storm for the first 5 minutes, I would say. But I do feel like as the fight goes on that Ribeiro is going to gas, and I think Kopylov takes over and knocks him out. I like Kopylov quite a bit in this fight, Marcel, at minus 220. I think he wins. I take him by knockout here. I think he knocks out Claudio Ribeiro.
Kopylov had a horrible start in the UFC, right? He came with a lot of hype in it, then losing by a fucking submission to Carl Roberson. Mm-hmm. Then losing to Albert Duraev in the third round, he looked pretty much better. And then finally got this thing going, Got the win over Alessio De Chirico and then got the win over Puna Soriano.
Which was super impressive, by the way. That was so
definitely
impressive.
Earlier this year, man. And I think he wins against Claudio Ribeiro as well. I'm picking him TKO early third round. Late second, early third round.
Well, I don't know the odds on this fight. I don't know if the props are yet, but I don't think this fight goes 3 rounds. I mean, another one. There's a lot of fights in this card. I just don't feel they go 3. You're going to see a lot of finishes, I believe. I hope. I'm crossing my fingers. I just don't see this fight going 3. These guys throw with heat. And again, Ribeiro, I believe, will gas a little bit. So we'll see what happens, but I do think he wins. Good day, fellas. You were rocking the haircut. Yeah, Marcel copied me. No, I'm kidding. All right,
we're waiting for Adam to go with this one as well, and then
no, man. I honestly, I'll grow the beard out sometimes, but it just gets so itchy, and I don't want to have that like tickler on my thing. I know that's for the ladies, Marcel, but
what did you say? You don't want a tickler on your thing? No, I also don't want a tickler. I also don't want a tickler on my thing. No, that's true.
All right, let's go to the next fight, guys. We got. I mean, it's an interesting fight, I guess. But elevation, I don't know why it's cut the card. We got Derrick Lewis taking on Marcos Rogerio de Lima. Why did they put the heavyweights on this card? Like, come on. Why? We saw last year with Tabura and Romanov, like, they gas out, especially Romanov, right? But these two guys don't have the best cardio, especially Lewis. Like, I understand he's got all these third-round knockouts, but this cardio is not very good. And de Lima, too, is not great. I don't think this fight should be on this card, personally. I just think it's out of place. It's going to be a fun fight for as long as it lasts, but it's just out of place in this card because of the elevation. Odds for this one, Marcel, we got Marcos Rogerio de Lima minus 190, Derrick Lewis plus 160. I'm taking de Lima. I'm just gonna say right now, I like de Lima in this fight. I'm fading Derrick Lewis. I can't pick him anymore. He's getting destroyed in his fights. His chin is completely gone, I think, at this point. I understand that the Lima is actually, basically the same age. They're both at 85. But, he's been around a long time too, Lima. By the way, he has like so many finishes and never won a bonus. It's kind of crazy. Like, he's been in the UFC for almost 10 years. He's kind of a guy that doesn't get talked about a lot. But he's looked good. He's won 4 of his last 5, and the one loss was to Blachowicz. That fight was super close. It could have gone either way. It could be on a 5-fight win streak right now. Whereas Lewis, I get it. The level of competition is different. I totally get that, guys. Trust me. But Lewis is just not competitive in his fights right now. Like, he's really not looking competitive at all. Even against Ty, he had to try to take him to the ground because he can't stay in trade now because his chin is gone. I can't pick Derrick Lewis. I'm taking De Lima. I think he knocks out Derrick Lewis. I like him by knockout here. What do you think, man?
First of all, I took the glasses on. Now you go with the pussy brush next time under your chin. I mean,
you look like you're in fucking Men in Black or something, dude.
Dude, I am Men in Black. I'm just kidding. Great. Looking forward to this one. Actually, I think it can be a fun one as long as it lasts, and definitely as long as it lasts. If Derrick wants to win, he has to do it quick because he's going to gas badly. De Lima, I'm also not really convinced with his cardio and elevation, but hey, man, I still have more faith in him than I do in Derrick Lewis. I think De Lima gets it probably to the ground somewhere. I mean, he controls him there, tries to get a submission.
Is this going the distance, man?
If this going to distance, I'm going to take a shit break. But let's go with the Lima submission, second round, rear naked choke, getting Derrick's back. Derrick is gassed, and he finishes him.
Derrick's takedown defense is 52%. If De Lima wants to take him down, I think he can get him down. De Lima's is a better 59, but I do have more faith in his grappling. Yeah. You know what? Now that I think about it, maybe this one goes. All these other lower level, lower weight class fights go and inside the distance. This one goes the distance. We'll see. I like De Lima though. I think he wins the fight. Yeah, I like his low kicks are nasty. De Lima, Marcus thinks Derrick Lewis will retire. That's interesting. Lewis opened a small favorite. Well, the lines obviously went against him, right? I think the sharp money's probably right on this fight. Does Derrick retire, win, or lose? Possibly. I mean, I think he's a guy that likes getting paid. Who doesn't? But if he loses 4 straight, especially if he gets finished again, I mean, the UFC might. But I don't know. At the same time, he's still fighting mostly top 15 guys, so he's still an exciting guy. I guess win or lose, but yeah, I just think his chin's gone, guys. When you lose it's like a warrior without a shield, right? He's just going in there with his sword, or his hammer or whatever. He doesn't have a shield to block off the attack, and that's not a good thing. I've been playing way too much fucking Zelda. I've been playing Zelda like crazy,
like a slow motion. with
pretty much
without the shield.
Oh man, I'm not trying to throw this thing in the universe that this fight's going the distance, guys. I'm just saying, the more we talk about, maybe the easiest path to victory is really De Lima just holding on the ground. I mean, it really is, but it'll probably be a stand-up war, probably, and someone gets finished. But yeah, I think Lewis gasses out. All right, next fight we have the preliminary card headliner, I guess you want to call it. Trevin Giles taking on Gabriel Bonfim, and the odds on this one, Bonfim is -315. Trevin Giles +260. I understand this guy's brother lost and he got fraud checked hard, and that could happen here, but I have a lot of faith in this guy. And I also feel like he's gotten a good matchup too. Benoit Saint Denis is really dangerous. Giles, listen, he's got some power, obviously, and some grappling or whatever, but honestly, man, we've seen him get, not only has he been submitted in 2 of his fights in the UFC, but if you look at just on UFC stats, he's getting put into submission holds in almost all of his fights multiple times. And he's lucky he's winning some of these fights. Against Kraus had 4 submission attempts. Preston Parsons had 3. Louis Cossey had 1. Belize had 2. And then obviously you had Mearshart and Cummings both submit him in the 3rd round. Bonfim is extremely good grappler. Very, very dangerous. I will say this, if I'm going to pick him, and I took him in the survivor pool too. I think he wins this fight. I think he submits Giles in the 1st round. But I'll tell you, if it goes to the 3rd, you could get sketchy, because I don't know about his cardio either. I'll tell you that right now. It's a bit of a risk here because of the elevation, but I think he's a really good prospect, man. And based on what I've seen so far, this guy is fucking good on the ground. So I think he submits Trevin Giles. I think he gets him to the ground somehow, gets his neck, somehow drops him maybe, and then takes his neck back or something. But I think he submits him. That's my prediction here. I'll go with Bonfim by submission.
Yeah, I'm with you there, and I think I think Trevin might survive the 1st round. Trevin is always in the beginning, he's good, but he's fading a lot of fights. I know you're fighting at fucking elevation as well, so it's not good. Bonfim, Like one guy in the chat said, who said it, this is the good Bonfim. I don't say the other guy is bad, but this is like the more talented and the guy who was more, who the people have more thought about that he can come far in the division. I'm also on Bonfim here. I think he wins the submission, probably second or third round, and he keeps his undefeated streak going, dude.
I agree. Yeah, I think this is possible to club and sub. I agree.
Possible, yeah.
If Gabriel smokes Trevin, how many more showcases to a ranked opponent? Probably like one, but this is his a showcase fight, right? Like they moved him to the feature fight in the prelims for a reason. They're not trying to showcase Trevin Giles. That doesn't mean he can't win, because of course he can win. But they want Bonfim to win, Marcel. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, it's pretty obvious, right?
Yeah,
I'd imagine. I don't. Did I say middleweight earlier? I might have. I apologize if I did. It's obviously a welterweight fight. I'm sorry, because obviously Giles used to fight at 185 too, but it is welterweight. All right, next fight, we have another welterweight fight. We have Kevin Holland taking on Michael Chiesa, who's returning after a long layoff here. Kevin Holland is favored to win this fight, minus 145. Chiesa plus 125. Your thoughts?
Yeah, man, Kevin Holland, one of the only active Holland fighters in the UFC, right? Yeah, I mean, Kevin Holland is the kind of guy that you see winning against a lot of these guys in the middleweight division, but are in the welterweight division, but struggle against a lot of guys as well, you know, and definitely with the guys with the technique that Michael Chiesa has, you know. Chiesa is super technical on the ground, wants to get the fight to the ground. And that's the thing. If Chiesa gets the fight to the ground, I think Kevin Holland is fucked, you know. If it keeps standing, Michael Chiesa might be in trouble. This can go either way, in my opinion. I think the popular pick is Kevin Holland getting it done, but I'm going with Chiesa here. I think Chiesa knows how to do it. Chiesa needs a win here. Has come from a long layoff, you know. Unanimous decision for Michael Chiesa.
He's definitely got a chance because of the grappling, right? I mean, he's a good wrestler. We know that. And Holland's takedown defense is, what is the percentage? 50%. So you flip a coin literally to see if he gets taken down or not. Welterweight's a little better, but still not great. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like the style matchup isn't great for Holland, but at the same time, like I just think he has this kind of like got the foot out the door kind of thing. Like he hasn't fought in 2 years almost. Hasn't looked good in a long time. Hasn't won a fight in 2.5 years. He definitely has the grappling. We saw that against RDA and Magny, but I just feel like that was a long time ago now. You know, a couple of years is a long time in MMA. Holland is super dangerous everywhere too. On the feet, he's got knockout power on the ground. He can submit you. I kind of feel like this fight will go to the ground, but I think Holland is going to somehow get the neck or something, get the back of Chiesa and submit him. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So I think it will go to the ground. Chiesa probably gets takedown, but I think Holland's going to scramble, get his back, get his neck, submit him. Because Holland's got a lot of submissions, and Chiesa's been submitted in what, 4 of his losses. So that's the way to beat him. He's actually got a good chin. He's hard to finish with knockouts, but with the submissions, he's actually proven to be, you know, a guy that you could submit. I know Holland's also been submitted, but I feel like he can get him here with the sub. So I'll lean towards Holland here. It's not the most confident pick. I actually think Marcel, this could be one of the dog fights, but I'll lean towards Holland by sub. Couple comments here, guys.
Holland by sub.
Sorry?
Holland by sub, actually. Damn,
yeah.
That's really ballsy, dude.
Is it though? I mean, like that's how he loses. Like you don't just look at how guys win, right? We look at how guys lose, and Chiesa, you look at his losses: 6 losses, 1 knockout, 1 decision, 4 submission losses. And the guys who submitted him, I mean, Luque, Pettis, Lee, and who's the other one? Masvidal. I mean, these guys they're not really known as grapplers for the most part. I know they have submissions, but I think Holland, how many submissions does he have? Let me check. He has 24 wins, 14 knockouts, 6 submissions. So
if it happens, I give you huge credit, dude.
I hope you do, because I honestly, like, I was kind of on the fence about knockout or submission, but I'm leaning towards sub the more I think about it, just because of, again, how the fight stylistically will play out probably on the ground, and then the fact that Holland's been submitted, or Chiesa's been submitted all these times.
I respect it, man. I think it's a very ballsy.
I'm gonna take. I don't think the odds are out, but I'll take a look later this week when they do come up for the props, because they might actually.
You should put some money on that one for sure, dude. If you think that's gonna happen, because I think that will be some good odds.
I'm looking right now; it's plus 400. So yeah, that's not bad. I mean, it's 4-1 odds, but you know, it's always, props are not the easiest thing to land. True. Like he could easily just win a decision, and then you're like, "Fuck, why did I bet the props?" Just take the minus 140 because the money line is reasonable. But yeah, Anyways, maybe the props worth it though. All right, could be the end of Chiesa. Could be if he gets submitted, like I think he will. Can't trust Holland. Yeah, I mean the fight IQ is not greatest, like you said. Holland by TKO, it's possible too for sure. All right, guys, we're at the half an hour mark. Here we go. Look at this comment. Looking forward to Holland talking with Chiesa's mom during the fight. That's funny. All right, we'll go to the next fight here. We got Tony Ferguson taking on Bobby Green. I don't understand this fight, by the way. But odds for this one, Bobby Green is the biggest favorite in the card, minus 410, plus 310 on Tony. Dude, I mean, I love Tony. You know, he's a legend in my eyes in a way. He's a guy that I think in his prime, if he didn't get injured by tripping over that television cable, I think he could be during his prime. I think it's possible to submit him or something because he had one of the, and still has probably one of the most dangerous guard games. But my God, guys, he's 39. He's lost 5 straight fights. He's getting finished every fight now, basically. He looks like a shell of his former self. Not only that, he's having personal problems in his life. He just got a DUI for drunk driving, right? Like, why they even book him in this fight? Very bizarre. Bobby Green is also being inconsistent. He hasn't won a fight in a year and a half. He's, under winless his last 3. Hasn't looked great either. Hasn't looked great. But I have more faith in him, even at 36. I have more faith in Bobby Green. I think this is a bad matchup for Ferguson because, like, if you look at it, right, like he's a guy that can knock you out, but also a lot of his wins are by submission. Bobby Green's got pretty good takedown defense overall, pretty good wrestling, and on the feet, man, that the head movement, the boxing. If he's got to keep his hands up, though. He was winning that Drew Dober fight until he dropped his hands again. Like, it's just like keep your hands up. Same thing with Poirier when he fought him years ago. But for me, Tony's an auto fade. How can you pick Tony here? Right? How can you do it? A 5-fight losing skid. He's going to be a 6-fight losing skid after this. He's going to be cut from the UFC. Sad way for him to go out. It's kind of weird they would even do this fight because Bobby's not a prospect. You think they would do like a prospect, Marcel? You know what I mean? Like to at least build a guy's name. I think Bobby wins. I'm leaning a decision because Tony's a fucking tough dude, as we know, but I think he can knock him out too, man. I think it could look like that Al Quinta fight, possibly, where he just finished him. And Al was done after that fight, and I think it could be happening here too. So, yeah, I'm going with Bobby Green. I think he wins the fight. I'm pretty confident he wins. What do you think, man?
I still can't on the fence, but I also go with Bobby Green. I just can't pick Tony Ferguson right now, man. And I hate to say it, but I feel like it's over with Tony, man. And I love Tony. I've always been a big fan of Tony. I think he's an amazing fighter. But I cannot pick him, man. I got to go with Bobby Green. Ask me this fight 5 years ago, I picked Tony Ferguson. But no, Bobby Green's going to win. I pick a decision. I think it goes to a decision. Yeah,
probably, because Tony's still a tough guy. But I'm just saying, like, maybe the chin could be gone. It's possible. We'll see. Paul gets us up and tell me Babar, my boy Adam Martin, call that shit. Hopefully, man. We'll see what happens. I think Marcel's on something that plus 400. I'm smelling it. Smelling the good, too. Smells like money. You beat Bobby Green, get a title shot. No. I mean, well, because Islam did? I don't think so. I know you're joking, Glenn, but yeah. Yeah, I picked Nate in that fight. I thought that was a good fight. And just so many people are like, oh, Tony's going to bust up Nate. I'm like, what? Like, this is not the same Tony anymore, guys. That fight with Justin Gaethje destroyed his career. His career got ruined after that.
Yeah.
Took way too much damage in that fight, Marcel, as you know. And, yeah, he's just not the same guy anymore. Yeah, Green does clown around. That's what I'm saying. If he drops his hand, Tony might catch him with something. Tony, to be fair, Tony did win the first round against Chandler, right? He did. But, again, brutally knocked out after that. So it's just like, wow, And then looked terrible against Nate. And his face was all busted up again. The scar tissue he has. Dude, I'm telling you right now, Bobby Green will destroy his face with his jab. He's going to be a bloody mess again. Actually, this could be a doctor stoppage type of fight, possibly, because of a cut or something. I think the jab is just
Doctor stoppage.
The jab's going to light up his face. Yeah, I think the speed advantage is there too. Oh yeah, the press conference should be good. I mean, I watch them sometimes, but this one might be a good one. Does Tony make the Hall of Fame? Probably. He probably does. He has a good record. I think I counted the last name was like 15-6, I want to say. So it's a good record. But again, that injury he had when he tripped over that cord, that television cable, man, I think he could have beaten Khabib that night or whatever it was. All right.
By the way, apparently in the comments, nobody want to make $20, man. I don't know what's up here. I mean, I let it hear you one more time, guys. I let it hear you one more time. From what part is this clip?
Someone's got to find it. All right, we'll go to the next fight here. We got Stephen Thompson, Wonder Boy, taking on Michel Pereira, Demolador. Should be a fun striking battle here. Wonder Boy minus 165, Pereira plus 140. Another guy that I feel like could gas out in this card is Pereira, Marcel. I do think so. I don't really. I actually been on Pereira. You guys know I have because you guys listen to the podcast. I've been picking him all his fights lately. And he's a good striker, really fast, good movement. I think this is a terrible matchup for him, though. He's fighting like the best striker in the division, arguably. Like Stephen Thompson's still at the top of his game, even at age 40. He looked great against Kevin Holland. I know he took some damage in that fight too, but he looked great. Got the doctor stoppage win late in that fight. I think it was a broken hand or something. Corner stoppage, I should say. Stephen Thompson's a guy that, for the most part, he beats strikers. He loses to grapplers, right? Pereira, I mean, he has some grappling, but I don't think it'll be easy to get down Wonder Boy. And even if he does, like, I think it might work against Pereira if he does go for grappling, because Wonder Boy is going to be hard to submit. Like, Gilbert Burns couldn't submit him, right? So it's going to be hard to submit. And then the other guy might get tired just trying to work the ground game, and then later on, Thompson comes alive and finishes them. I like Stephen Thompson to win, man. I think he probably wins the decision because most of Pereira's fights do go the distance. Yeah, I like Wonder Boy in this fight. I just think he's the better striker in what should be almost assuredly a striking-based fight, so he should win the fight. I'm picking Wonder Boy by decision. What do you think?
With you there again as well. You know, Wonder Boy is the kind of guy who knows how to win these kind of fights. You know what I mean? And he stays on the outside, touches him. Pereira has done better as of lately. Didn't do that crazy shit anymore. Imagine him doing that crazy shit here in Salt Lake City, dude.
Like when he fought, what's the guy's name? Tristan Connolly?
He would gas out in 1 minute.
Oh yeah.
But we're picking Thompson here. I think Thompson outstrikes him pretty much, outpoints him decision win here.
And you'd imagine Thompson's seen that stuff before. Like he's seen everything in the game, in the striking game, right? So, Craig, what's up, man? We got Craig in the chat. How you doing, man? Paw Patrol, Marcel? Was that what it was? Paw Patrol?
No.
Can you give us a hint?
It's from a video clip. It's from a music video clip.
So it's not Who Let the Dogs Out, like I said.
No, it's not Who Let the Dogs Out. No.
Woof. I don't know. Someone could think about that. All right, we got the co-main event here, Marcel. I mean, this fight's gonna be awesome. I think it's an amazing fight. Jan Blachowicz.
Do you get a stiffy thinking about it?
A little bit, yeah. Alex Pereira, a little bit, maybe a little bit. I think it's gonna be a great fight, man. It's definitely a number one contender fight, right? I would imagine the winner.
I guess so, yeah.
I'd imagine the winner fights Yuri for the belt by the year, probably the last card of the year. The odds for this fight are, it's a pick 'em, -110 each. It's literally a pick 'em. I'd like to hear your thoughts first. What do you think?
This is pretty simple to break down, actually. You know, Alex Pereira has to knock out Jan Blachowicz to win this fight. That's pretty much how it is. You know, if he doesn't knock him out, he loses the decision. Because Jan Blachowicz is a smart guy. You know, Jan Blachowicz is going to take down Alex Pereira. That's what he's going to do. And Alex Pereira has 3 shots at knocking him out. The first round, second round, third round. You know, if he survives the ground game. You know, if he doesn't survive the ground game, he get probably submitted. So you got 3 things: a submission for Jan, a knockout for Alex, or a decision for Jan. That's what I think. So, and I think I'm going with a decision. I think Jan tries to control him. I think this is going to be like the blueprint that Jan did to Izzy as well. But Jan has to watch out for the power of Pereira. But I think he is smart enough to do so. If not, Pereira knocks him out. But yeah, I'm banking on Jan here. I mean, I screwed Jan over so many times. I did it against Adesanya. Not going to do it again. Jan, unanimous decision. And it's a 3-rounder. Don't forget, it's not a 5-rounder even. It's a 3-rounder. So I'm taking Jan here. Decision.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an easy fight. It's literally a pick 'em, right? You're going to hear strong opinions either way. It's like you said, the grappling of Jan, and he's got a good strike. He's got great striking too. Since he's good, it's great. But Pereira, man, special striker, right? Special power. Yeah, I mean, I definitely could see Jan taking him down and controlling him, maybe submitting him. But I also feel like Alex can catch him and knock him out. And I know Jan's pretty tough, guys. I get that, but that fight with Thiago Santos, he's playing in my head, right? Where he rushed in and got caught. I almost feel like that could happen here with Pereira with that left hook, that patented left hook of Pereira. The thing about Pereira is, like, he's not undersized at light heavyweight. He's still fucking massive. He's actually bigger and longer and taller than Jan. He's younger. Not as much experience. Obviously, the grappling is still a bit of a concern. But, I mean, I'd imagine he's working his grappling every single day with Glover, who, by the way, beat Jan to win the belt. Yeah, Jan's my boy, Marcel. You know that. I picked him against Izzy a couple years ago. Love Jan. He's a great fighter, man. He's awesome. But I'm going with Pereira. I think he knocks him out. So we have a different pick here, Marcel. I think I'm going with Pereira. First or second round knockout. That's what I'm thinking here. I mean, Pereira is just so dangerous, man. I have to go with him. All right, a couple comments here. You got Marcus says you like Jan. He's betting on him. Okay, and I respect your bets, Marcus. Yeah, I think we talked about this in chat. Jan's too smart to do Strickland. We'll see. I agree with Marcus and Marcel and Marcus. Basically the same name. All right, that is the co-main event. One more fight, guys. Go ahead.
You guys got to till the end of the podcast to guess the right answer. I will reveal the right answer at the end.
All right, cool. Main event, Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje 2. The rematch for the BMF belt. Odds for this one, Dustin Poirier is minus 145, Justin plus 125. Full disclosure, I picked Justin to win the first fight, and it's going to be interesting to see how this fight plays out. I want to hear your thoughts, man. Who'd you pick to win the first one, and who are you going to pick to win the rematch?
I honestly can't remember anymore who I picked to win the first one. Not going to lie. The rematch, I'm going with Poirier. I think he has more upside here. The thing is, like Poirier, I know he kind of looked hesitant against Chandler in the beginning in his last fight, but I don't think he's stupid. It's that stupid to going in a firefight with Gaethje, man. I think he keeps his distance. When it goes to the ground, I see him doing well. Although Gaethje is a great grappler, underrated grappler, I should say. I still think Poirier wins, man. I think at the end Poirier pulls it off. I'm going with a submission in the 4th round for Dustin Poirier getting the win. I think it will be a very fun fight. I expect it to be a fight of the night. A very close fight to me, but I'm going with Dustin Poirier.
You like Poirier then?
I like Dustin. Oh, by the way, did you see my tweet?
Yeah, so there's been 4 Justin matchups. Is that what it is? There's a 4th?
Yeah, this is like the rematch, so that's 2 already. And then we had Dustin Jacoby against Justin Ledet, and we had Dustin Ortiz against Justin Scoggins.
Dude, I love Justin Scoggins back in the day. He was a great prospect, eh? Don't know what happened to him, man. I got to go with him too. I got to go with Poirier too. Again, we saw the first fight. I don't know how much is different now. Poirier's still at the top of his game. Justin's still a great fighter too, but man, Poirier he's so good, dude. He really is such a great fighter, and he's got such a great chin. He's got so much experience. Like his record is insane. I think it's 21-6. I think I counted it. That's insane. He's fighting almost elite guys every fight. Like it's fucking crazy how good he is. He's a Hall of Famer for sure. And Justin Gaethje is one of my favorite fighters of all time, but I still feel like he's super hittable, dude. Like you look at the stats, bro, he gets hit 7.5 times a fight. He had 10 fights now in the UFC? That's a big sample. He's just too hittable for me, dude. He really is. And a good fighter, not a good, an elite fighter like Dustin, I think gets him. I think it goes like the same as the first fight, 5 rounds. I think he gets him out of there again. Late knockout, 4th or 5th round. I will say that I thought it was interesting. Dustin didn't do the elevation training. We know Justin does it in Denver, right? Dustin's at sea level in ATT, but I still feel like his conditioning, has it ever been an issue in his fights? I don't think it would be here, it's not even the conditioning, it's just the amount of damage. I mean, both guys do take a lot of damage, but I think especially Justin. So I'm going with Dustin by TKO. Couple comments here. Got another happy birthday for you, Marcel.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Jan's been telling me all month he wants to strike with Alex. I think something's going to happen. He probably just takes him down now if he says that. Just to be honest with you. Lisa Left Eye Lopez, is that the one?
No, it ain't a Left Eye song, no. But I love Left Eye, yeah.
Because it could be so is it a song?
It's a song, yeah. It's definitely a song, yeah. It's actually, I was still at school when that song was out, and it's from a pretty well-known group.
Man, I'm trying to think myself who it could be. I really am.
I even have that song on CD single, dude.
Boy, this is tough. I'm trying to think right now. Honestly, I'm trying to do like 2 things. I'm trying to do the podcast, but also think about who Marcel has for the dog thing, man. Shit, it's got to be a good one. No, it's not Who Let the Dogs Out, man. It's already been guessed twice. This is the 3rd guess of the same song, including me. So, Jack Attack, I know you came late, so it's okay. Porno for Pyros? I don't think it's that.
No.
I was thinking it was like Offspring or something like that. Could I be right?
No, it's not the Offspring.
No? Fuck, I don't know. Shit. I'm trying. I know you kind of music you like, Marcel. You like rock music. It's got to be a rock song. Jane's Addiction had a dude. Jane's Addiction is amazing. I don't think it is. Is it?
No.
I love Jane's Addiction. They're one of my favorite bands. I was supposed to see them last year, and they pulled out the last second to open it for the Smashing Pumpkins, which sucks. It's consuming me too. Like I'm trying to stay focused, guys, and I'm like, I want that $20 from Marcel. So Marcel said it was still when he was in school, so it's probably like in the early 2000s. You'd have to imagine a pretty well-known song from a pretty well-known group. Ooh, this is tough. I'll keep thinking about it. We'll keep thinking about it, boys. Bow Wow, Little Bow Wow, is that the guy? Remember him, Little Bow Wow?
The official video clip has 20 million views on YouTube.
It's a big song. You're killing, dude. Why did you do this to us today? Like, I hate you, Marcel. I don't do the podcast anymore. You're done. We're cut. No, I'm kidding. I'm fucking with you. I can't let you go, man. You're too good. But I'm seriously trying to think. A well-known group or a well-known artist?
Well-known group, and I actually also I want to hear the group and the song, dude. So not just the group. I want to hear.
Okay, let me keep thinking. Someone said Pink Floyd, by the way. It wasn't.
It's not gassed yet in the chat. No, it's not gassed.
Beastie Boys?
No.
I don't know. Sublime? Could it be them?
No, somebody said Sublime already. No.
Radiohead? I thought them, obviously.
No.
Fuck you, Marcel. Sorry, guys. We're done the UFC 291 breakdown, but I'm still thinking, man. All right. When it ends in no contest, then the BFM belt gets burned into hell and never comes back. Yeah, it's going to be a fucking war. I can't think it's going to be bad. All dogs go to heaven. I guess like that cartoon movie, isn't it? All right. Just before we get out of here, Marcel, can we quickly do the Bellator card?
Sure.
Literally, no one's talking about this card. Does Bellator exist?
Yeah, it's only 5 fights, right?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, there's that Rising card. I'm not going to watch that. I might check out the main card, but what time is it at though? Like, I don't.
It's like 1 hour into UFC 291 pay-per-view, man.
I'll probably end up watching it. All right, let's just really go through these fights quick, Marcel.
Yeah. Can I put it on the screen?
Sure. I'm just going to pull up the odds. I'll just show you. Like, here we go.
So don't pull it off.
Who's Armin fighting Abu Dhabi? Someone saying. I'm pretty sure it's Darrius, right?
I can't say anything. It's not done yet, but you can pretty much fill it in yourself.
Guys, we all know it's Darrius. Marcel kind of nodded there too. You can't say it, but yeah, we know. Can you see Marcel? Can you see this?
Yeah, I can see.
Just quickly go through the fights. We got Andre Koreshkov taking on Lorenz Larkin.
I can't see it.
You can't?
Oh, no, I have my eyes closed.
Better? You see now? Yeah. Do I see? Okay, good. Minus 155 for Koreshkov, plus 121 for Larkin. Again, I haven't opened all the books yet, but yeah. Your thoughts?
Fuck, man, I go with Larkin. I'm going with the underdog here. I think Larkin has a good chance to get the win. Yeah, and I'm picking him.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Larkin, too, as a dog. So there you go. Even immediately, we have a dog. I think he could be favored to win. I mean, Koreshkov's a great striker, but I also feel like he's kind of on the downside of his career. Whereas Larkin's still, I think, looking good for the most part. So I'll go with Larkin. Danny Sabatello, the shit talker against Magomedov. Danny Sabatello, minus 125. Magomedov, minus 105. I think Danny makes it boring, just kind of holds him against the fence, gets some takedowns, grinds it out. What do you think?
It's either going to be Magomedov winning the first 1.5 round or Danny winning the second 1.5 round. It's going to be close. See a split decision, but can go either way. Yeah. My first thing was Magomedov, but can be Sabatello as well. Sabatello's crazy cardio, so yeah.
Connor Watanabe, minus 525. Veta Arteaga, minus plus 340. I don't know about these odds. This is kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
What the hell? Why is Kana such a huge a favorite? I mean, I know she's talented fighter, but
I think Kana got kind of screwed, dude, against Ilima-Lei last time. I think she won that fight. She didn't get it. Kana's only real loss is to Liz Carmouche, I think, in Bellator, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. That's why she's probably a big favorite. But Vita, you should never count Vita out,
These odds are fucked. I mean, she's 34. It's not like she's super young. I know she's fighting in Japan, so that will give her an edge. But Vita's Vita's 35. My mistake. I feel like she's younger for some reason, right? But no, she's 35. Yeah, I guess I'll have to go with the favorite now that I think about it. I thought Vita was younger for some reason. That's my bad. I do think minus 525 looks pretty high, but I guess
I agree.
I think she'll just take her down controller probably. That's what they're thinking here. You also have a happy birthday here again for you, man.
Thank you, John.
Is that Green Day? Is that who it is?
No.
Okay. Who's this guy? Edward Vartanian. What promotion?
Edward Vartanian. Yeah, he's a great fighter, man. He's a Russian guy.
Oh, ACA?
Yeah. Oh, is he from Armenian descent? I think he's Russian, but he's a really good fighter. He's from ACA. Yeah, he fought in ACA. He's a really good fighter.
Right on. All right. 2 fights left here. Kyoji Horiguchi minus 550. Makoto Takahashi plus 350. I mean, Horiguchi's going to win, right?
Definitely. Don't underestimate Takahashi because he's really good, but super young prospect. And I think it's Horiguchi who wins this. But it's great for Bellator to put this fight in Japan as the inaugural flyweight title. So I love it.
Yeah, the other guy's interesting. He's super. How old is he? He's super young. He's 23.
Yeah, he is.
And he's got a good resume too. But again, I still think the Gooch is still the Gooch.
Yeah, Gooch.
You ever seen Jackass?
Yes.
You know what the Gooch is?
No, I can't remember.
The Gooch is like that spot between your balls and your ass.
Okay,
Remember Jackass when they were like doing that thing and like lighting it or whatever? Yeah. That's where I remember it from. And then whenever he went to the UFC, everyone called him the Gooch. I always remember that scene, which was so fun. I love those Jackass movies. These guys are so stupid. What's his name? Fucking Steve-O. The guy's so fucking stupid, but I love it. And then main event, AJ McKee minus 300, Patricky Pitbull plus 220. I think this is low. I think McKee should be a bigger favorite. I think he wins easily, right?
Yeah, I mean Patricio is like the listen, man. I'm not gonna say Patricky sucks, but absolutely not. But Patricio is like the greatest brother of the two, you know.
Yeah.
And, I'm definitely picking AJ here, man.
Oh yeah, I think it could be higher personally. I just don't rate Patricky at this point in his career. Pet Shop Boys, someone said. Craig, I think.
No, it's not good. Not good.
When I said Green, I meant I think it's Jesus of Suburbia. I think that was the song, by them for the American Idiot. Is that Yoel Romero? That's funny. Yeah, JP said like Patricky and AJ on the UFC website. We talked about it last week on the podcast. Nothing's happened though since then.
No.
All right, it's we're almost at the hour here, but I'm going to give you guys another minute to guess, and then if not, Marcel is going to eat lunch tomorrow. If not, someone's going to take his lunch. So you got 1 minute. Can you give us any more hints? Any other hint, or are you giving us enough?
I think I gave enough hints.
He doesn't want to give us $20, guys.
I want to give him $20, but you got to do something for it.
Want to make us dance, Marcel? We'll dance for you.
Yeah,
we'll wipe your gooch for you. You want someone to wipe your gooch for you for $20, dude?
Yeah, because I'm happy that I
Ooh, Bloodhound Gang?
No.
Oh, you know what? I like those guys. They have some really good songs, by the way. Patchy Mix. I love them in the OC. Dude, you're screwing everyone up. You're fucking us all. Look at Fight Talk. Just their brain left. So is mine. I'm like, who the fuck is this? I want this $20. Give us the.
By the way, I gave a hint without you. You got your best song that I gave you a hint, but great, yeah.
What?
I gave a hint, but you guys didn't even saw that I gave a hint. So
what? How can you be like I gave a hint, but you guys didn't see what the hint was? What? Yeah, this is a great song, by the way, by them. That's a fucking awesome song. Yeah. Great video too. Actually, Emma Jarrett's in the video from Jackass, which is funny.
With the banana.
Fiona's Apple. Who's that? Who sings that song? Fiona Apple. You mean the singer? Yeah. She had a really good album like a couple years ago. It was really good. I can't remember the name. It was really good. Happy, is that the song? No, it's a group. That's not Pharrell. It's not a single guy. All right. Well, we'll have to wait till next week, I guess, because.
Okay. I'll reveal it. I'll let you listen, man. The $20. Not gonna happen, but this is the song. Here you go.
Bro, I don't even know who this is. Who the hell is this?
This is NERD. She wants to move. Yeah, NERD. And
well, someone said Pharrell, though. That was a good guess in a way, right? It was a good guess.
But that's why I said happy.
Good job.
Because I'm happy.
Yo, send JP $10.
Yeah. That's what I was
What's
singing.
the song called again? That song? What's it called?
She Wants to Move.
Yes. You know what? They actually, NERD or Nerd or whatever, they had some good bangers too. So the guy who said happy was the closest to it. So
true.
$10.
Yeah, I give you $10, JP, if you send me your PayPal.
Look at that, man. That was a pretty good guess, dude. You know what? Next week, get another one or something. Get another trivia question. You know what, guys? We're going to end up stopping the MMAOB Daily Podcast and do the MMAOB Daily Music Podcast instead or something. Donate it, Marcel. Marcel's just going to donate it to the local McDonald's and grab a Big Mac. There should be a new segment with different barking song every trip. Dude, that'd be fucking hilarious.
You're not going to look it up, the song, right?
No. All right. Anyways, I think that's good for the show. Where are we at? Yeah, we're done. We're done. Awesome podcast, man. Again, love doing it with you guys. Appreciate everyone joining in. Marcel, anything you want to say, my friend?
No, man. Thanks for hanging out with us as always, and yeah, thanks, Adam. Always fun to do these podcasts. Love it, and yeah, man. Until next week, and with UFC 291 recap and the preview for UFC Nashville, Sandhagen against Font.
Plug your stuff, my brother.
Thank you so much.
Plug whatever you want.
Oh, Big Marcel24 on Twitter, Instagram. Thank you, JP, for the birthday wish. And yeah, that's it, man.
Awesome. Yeah, no, we appreciate it, Marcel. It's your birthday. You came on and sold the show. So I really appreciate it, man. That was a lot of fun, guys. Like, I enjoyed that a lot. Me, Adam Martin on Twitter, or it's not called Twitter anymore. It's called X now, which is we didn't talk about this. This is the dumbest shit. This is what he's spending all the money on. This is so stupid, guys.
I don't care.
I feel like he's ruined Twitter personally, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't enjoy it as much anymore. I mean, there's certain aspects about it that I still like, but ever since he took over, the amount of like videos I see of people getting their heads blown off is crazy now, like on your feeds and stuff, you know? But
yeah,
it's just not I don't really like X anymore. But yeah, just wanted to make that mention that. Adam Martin Twitter, podcast, MMAOB Daily Podcast, YouTube, iTunes, all those places, Spotify, everywhere you can listen to it. I know the views are, going up a little bit. Like, we're not one of the bigger shows out there. There's bigger podcasts that have more production value. I get it, but come on. You're not having more fun here for 2 hours than with me and Marcel. Come on. So, anyways, guys, appreciate it. And yeah, check out my bookies best bets. I'll have them out tomorrow. Have a great weekend, everyone. A great week, I should say, and a great weekend. And we'll be back next Monday for the UFC 291 recap and the UFC Nashville preview. Take care, everyone. Peace.